call the meeting to order, salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Board members swearing in.
Do you want to do roll call first, or no?
We don't do it until it's.
Oh, okay.
They have to be officially sworn in.
We'll do that.
Thanks, Kim.
I, Chuck Connor,
I, Chuck Connor,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge the duties of village trustee
that I will faithfully discharge the
of village
duties
trustee.
of village trustees
4/4/2022 to 4/1/2024,
for
according to the best of my knowledge.
4/4/2022 to 4/1/2024, as best of my knowledge.
Okay, sure. Signature. Thank you.
I, Joel Herzog,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the
that
Constitution of the United States of New York,
I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of village trustee
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of village trustee
4/4/2022 to 4/1/2024,
4/4/2022 to 4/1/2024,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so now we can have roll call of members.
Trustee Trombley.
Here.
Trustee Malinsky.
Here.
Trustee Connor.
Here,
Trustee Herzog.
Here.
Mayor McFetrich.
Here. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting?
so move.
And a second?
Second.
Any corrections? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. I need a motion to close the regular meeting.
So moved.
In a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries, and I need a motion to open the public hearing on the annual budget.
So move.
In a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, that motion carries, so we are now in a public hearing for the 2022-2023 annual budget. We have no one here, but just for the public, I'm just gonna quickly summarize a couple things about the budget. So the general fund is $544,120 at a tax rate of $4 per thousand, which will raise $243,028. Sorry about that. $243,028. There we go. For the water fund, the budget is $314,912 at a cost of $5.75 per kgal. And for the sewer fund, it's $351,652.50, and there are no change in the sewer rates. Since we have no one here, I will take a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
In a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And now, motion to reopen the regular session.
So move.
In a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. We're now in the organizational meeting part. Let me just get out this lengthy reading. So this is the organizational meeting. April 4th, 2022, and we'll start with the following appointments. Thomas Murnane, B, and is hereby appointed village attorney for a term of 1 year, expiring on April 3rd, 2023, at the retainer set by the annual budget appropriation. Mary Spring, B, and is hereby appointed deputy clerk for a term of 1 year, expiring on April 3rd, 2023, at the salary set by annual budget appropriation. Mike Joliker, B, and is hereby appointed superintendent of public works for a term of 1 year, expiring April 3rd, 2023, at the salary set by annual budget appropriation. Chris Matot, B, and is hereby appointed fire, building codes and zoning enforcement officer for a term of 1 year, expiring April 3rd, 2023, at the salary set by annual budget appropriation. Juanita Munoz, B, and is hereby appointed records access manager for a term of 1 year, expiring April 3rd, 2023, at no salary. Juanita Munoz, B, and is hereby appointed clerk treasurer for a term of 2 years, expiring April 1st, 2024, at the salary set by annual budget appropriation. Mary Spring, B, and is hereby appointed registrar of vital statistics for a term of 1 year, expiring April 3rd, 2023, at the salary set by annual budget appropriation. Thomas Ryan is hereby appointed to the planning board for a term of 5 years, expiring April 5th, 2027. Mark Matty is hereby appointed to the zoning board of appeals for a term of 5 years, expiring April 5th, 2027. May I have a motion to accept these appointments?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. Here are the mayor's committee appointments and designations. April 4th, 2022 to April 3rd, 2023. Deputy Mayor, Charles Connor. Water and Sewer Commissioner, Charles Connor. Deputy Commissioner, Kim Trombley. Streets Sidewalk Commissioner, Kim Trombley. Deputy Commissioner, Nikki Malinsky. Equipment Tool Commissioner, Charles Connor. Deputy Commissioner, Joel Herzog. Building and Property Commissioner, Joel Herzog. Deputy Commissioner, Charles Connor. Park Recreation Commissioner, Nikki Malinsky. Deputy Commissioner, Joel Herzog. Personnel Commissioner, Kim Trombley. Deputy Commissioner, Nikki Malinsky. Harassment Committee Member, Joel Herzog. Harassment Committee Member, Kim Trombley. Shared Services Commissioner, Joel Herzog. Deputy Commissioner, Nikki Malinsky. Insurance Commissioner, Kim Trombley. Planning Board Liaison, Charles Connor. Zoning Board Liaison, Janet McFetridge. Champlain Fire District Liaison, Janet McFetridge. Chairperson of the Zoning Board of Appeals, Peter Visconti. Vice Chairperson of the ZBA, Julie Gallagher. Chairperson of the Planning Board, Thomas Ryan. Vice Chairperson of the Planning Board, Sue LaFave. Budget Officer, Janet McFetridge. Recreation Committee, Janet McFetridge, Nikki Malinsky. May I have a motion to accept these appointments?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Board appointments. The following appointments were offered by the Board of Trustees. Claire Clark and Marie Dupy, B, and are hereby appointed inspectors of election for a term of 1 year, expiring April 3rd, 2023, at the salary set by annual budget appropriation, with Marie Dupy as chairperson. Beverly Maynard, B, and is hereby appointed village historian for a term of 1 year, expiring April 3rd, 2023, at the salary set by annual budget appropriation. Kim McGoldrick, B, and is hereby appointed recreation director for a term of 1 year, expiring April 3rd, 2023, at the salary set by annual budget appropriation. A motion to approve these appointments, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Board designations, official newspaper, the Press Republican, Plattsburgh, New York, B, and hereby designated the official newspaper of the Village of Champlain during the year April 4th, 2022 through April 3rd, 2023. A motion
So moved.
and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries, just 1 minute. Glad I remembered that. Village Board meeting schedule. The following dates be and are hereby designated as the official meeting nights of the Village of Champlain Board of Trustees during the year April 4th, 2022 through April 5th, 2023. And the time being at 6:30 PM at the Village Office, 11104 Route 9, Champlain, New York. May 9th, 2022, June 13th, 2022, July 11th, 2022, August 8th, 2022, September 12th, 2022, October 17th, 2022, November 14th, 2022, December 12th, 2022, January 9th, 2023, February 13th, 2023, March 13th, 2023, and April 3rd, 2023. Further, a copy of said resolution be forwarded to the news media and others having an interest in said meetings and requesting copies thereof, thereby officially notifying the public as required by law and in meeting the obligations of the Freedom of Information Act. Also, that said meeting dates be posted in one conspicuous place in the village as required by law. A motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Wait a minute.
Sorry.
Did you make the motion?
I did.
And you seconded it. I heard sorry about.
I said sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Zoning Board of Appeals meeting schedule. I'll try to make it more exciting,
Sorry.
Vicki. The second Wednesday, the second Wednesday night of each month is hereby designated as the official meeting night of the Zoning Board of Appeals during the year August 5th, 2021 through August 5th, 2020,
It's
April 4th, 2022 through April 3rd, 2023, correct?
Yes.
At the time of 5 PM at the Village Office, 11104 Route 9, Champlain, New York. Further, a copy of said resolution be forwarded to the news media and others having an interest in said meetings and requesting copies thereof, thereby officially notifying the public as required by law and in meeting the obligations of the Freedom of Information Act. Also, that said meeting dates be posted in one conspicuous place in the village as required by law. May I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. On to the planning board meeting schedule. The third Wednesday night of each month is hereby designated as the official meeting night of the planning board during the year April 4th, 2022 through April 3rd, 2023, at the time of 5 PM at the Village Office, 11104 Route 9, Champlain, New York. Further, a copy of said resolution be forwarded to the news media and others having an interest in said meetings and requesting copies thereof, thereby officially notifying the public as required by law and in meeting the obligations of the Freedom of Information Act. Also, that said meeting dates be posted in one conspicuous place in the village as required by law. Motion
So moved.
and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. 2023 to 2024 organizational meeting. The annual organizational meeting set for the 2023-2024 official year and for the various appointments and committees be and is hereby scheduled for April 3rd, 2023 at 6:30 PM at the Village Office, 11104 Route 9, Champlain, New York. Motion
So moved.
and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Youth Commission. The village shall continue its participation in and with the joint projects of the Town of Champlain Youth Program and with the Clinton County Youth Bureau as a member of said countywide youth organization. Motion
So moved.
and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Village policies. The Board of Trustees reviewed the following village policies: investment policy, procurement policy, personnel policy, rules of procedures for public meetings, sexual harassment prevention policy, social media policy, code of ethics, fund balance policy, smoking policy, drug and alcohol policy. A motion to approve
So moved.
and a second?
Second.
Chuck.
Pick one.
Yeah, it was in tandem.
Kind of like the same.
Yeah, it was in stereo, heard it on either side. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Annual resolutions. Resolution for payment of claims. Whereas the Board of Trustees of the Village of Champlain has determined to authorize payment in advance of audit of claims for public utility services, postage, freight, and express charges, and whereas all such claims shall be presented at the next regular meeting of audit, and whereas the claimant and officer incurring or approving the claim shall be jointly and severely liable for any amount disallowed by the Board of Trustees. Now therefore be it resolved, Section 1, that the Board of Trustees authorizes payment in advance of audit of claims for public utility services, postage, freight, and express charges. All such claims shall be presented at the next regular meeting for the audit, and the claimant and officer incurring or approving the claims shall be jointly and severely liable for any amount disallowed by the Board of Trustees. And Section 2, this resolution shall take effect immediately. A motion to approve
So moved.
and a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Resolution for mileage reimbursement. Whereas the Board of Trustees of the Village of Champlain has determined to pay a fixed rate for mileage as reimbursement to officers and employees of the village who use their personal automobiles while performing their official duties on behalf of the village. Now therefore be it resolved, Section 1, that the Board of Trustees shall approve reimbursement to such officers and employees at the rate of 55 cents per mile. And Section 2, this resolution shall take effect immediately. Motion to approve
So moved.
and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Resolution for official bank depositories. Whereas the Board of Trustees has determined that village law 4-412 parentheses 3 parentheses 2 requires the designation of banks or trust companies for the deposit of all village monies. Now therefore be it resolved, Section 1, that the Board of Trustees designates the following institutions as depositories for all monies received by the village treasurer, clerk, and receiver of taxes during the year April 4th, 2022 through April 3rd, 2023. TD Bank, Shazy Branch Office, Key Bank of New York, N.A. Champlain Branch Office, Chase Manhattan Bank, New York, New York, Key Trust Company, Albany, New York, USDA/Rural Development, Ithaca, New York, and Champlain National Bank, Champlain Branch Office. That Section 2, that this resolution shall take effect immediately. A motion to approve and a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Don't look very excited, Word. Standard workday and report
What?
resolutions. Be it resolved that the Village of Champlain hereby establishes the following as standard workdays for elected and appointed officials, and will report the following days' work to the New York State and local employees retirement system based on the record of activities maintained and submitted by these officials to the clerk of this body. Am I supposed to read the chart?
No,
Okay, okay. Motion to approve.
so moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. That's that.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you. So just 1 second. I don't think I officially went into the organizational meeting, so we're back to the regular board meeting, which we stayed in anyway.
Mhm.
So let's just go back to our agenda. Report from the Codes Enforcement Officer. You do have a report from Chris. I don't know if you have anything you want me to share with him, or any questions. Many of the same ones that we have talked about for a while. Any comments or questions? A few things are in the court system, but he stays pretty busy. Any comments? Nope, okay. Let's see, my report is short. Happy spring. First of all, congratulations to the newly sworn in trustees, Joel and Chuck. I offer my personal congratulations and thank you. I want to thank you both for being willing to serve our community. Being a public servant has its rewards and pitfalls, but it's always about working as a team, listening to residents and working towards shared goals. I feel so fortunate that I have this board, all of you, to work with. Kim, Nikki, Chuck, and Joel, and I really thank you for being a part of the process. With spring arriving, people are starting to clean up their yards. We will have a brush pickup in early to mid-May. Watch the newspaper, the Facebook page, and our website for details. There's no brush pile for residents to drop off branches, so you're not going to be able to do that on your own. I know that many of you are looking forward to your small campfires. Please remember that New York State has a burn ban until April 15th, or not April, May 15th. And the village doesn't allow any burning in the village. We usually lift this ban near the end of May. There will be applications for recreational fire permits available sometime in May. But at this point, there is no burning in the village until the board has acted on a moratorium. So keep that in mind, there's no burning in the village. The village will again be celebrating Arbor Day on April 30th with activities for children, a tree planting, and a village-wide cleanup. People are asked to clean up their neighborhoods or meet at the playground at 10 a.m. to be assigned an area to pick up. Bags and gloves will be provided. The tree planting will take place at 1, and 100 small trees will be given away, first come, first served. So come get a little tree and help us plant a tree and clean up the village. That's all I have, thank you. Report from the trustees. Kim?
Okay, so, I got the cost of the insurance for the water towers from Sarah.
Okay.
So the West Service Road is $2,278 per year,
Say that again?
$2,278.
Okay.
Prospect Street is $1,972.
Okay.
So if the village was in agreement to share the cost of the insurance, our portion would be $2,125 based on what their insurance rates are right now. Of course, we know every year, insurance never goes down, it always goes up. So if the village agrees to do that, to pay 50% of the insurance, I will send a letter to the town supervisor advising him that he should start the process for drawing up a contract.
So that was part of the water board's recommendation, correct?
It was brought
Or
to
not.
us by the town in their letter to us,
Right.
asking that the village share in the cost of the water towers. If you remember, a year ago, we offered to help pay for 50% of the cost of the maintenance of the towers, which they've now agreed to. But when they came back, they also asked that the insurance be included in the O&M. As far as I'm concerned, that's not part of operation and maintenance. That to me is a different,
That's separate.
right, so if we did agree to pay 50% of that, then there needs to be a contract, done, and not reopen the O and M to start adding more things to it. We can do that with a simple contract.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be anything, huge.
Right.
So, that'll be at the board's discretion whether they wanna do that or not. Another thing that they had asked for was, that the village have a water law, which we do have, and was provided to me. Would I be able to get that electronically? Do you have that electronically? If not, I'll scan it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it could be
Yeah.
scanned, we don't have that.
Okay, I'll scan it because when I send a letter from the water board to the supervisor, I wanna include that because they were asking about it. So I want them to know that we have it. I also went back to the IMA looking for insurance to see if there was anything in there about insurance, and the only thing that I found is in section 6 under operation number 6. The village shall have the following powers and duties upon consultation and consent of the town to maintain general liability, fire, and casualty insurance on the water facilities, naming the town and the district as additional insureds. The limits of coverage shall be satisfactory to the town. And then also, the town and village shall each maintain general liability, fire, and casualty insurance on the water facilities, and the town and village naming each other as additional insured. The levels of coverage shall be satisfactory to both the town and the village boards. It doesn't specifically say that that's the water towers.
But it doesn't say that it's not,
Right, but we don't pay any insurance on either one of the towers now,
correct?
so, then the village, the town is picking up all of the debt on that. That was the only thing that I could find on insurance, and again, it doesn't specifically say anything about the water tower, it says facilities, so is that talking about the
Plant.
water plant?
Water
That's
water
what,
plant.
that's what I am
What do we-
assuming.
how does that work on the water plant? We pay 60, they pay 40?
The water plant insurance is listed on the O and M.
Yeah,
Okay.
So then that's
So it
that's
is
what
split
this
that
is
way.
including as the water plant, not the towers. So again, that's going to be up to the board's discretion. The village property, I don't know if you wanna talk about that now, or if you want you wanna wait until old business.
yeah, why don't we wait until old
Okay.
business? So when is some kind of decision by the board needed, Kim, in terms of this?
Well, the
Insurance on the towers, I
the
mean-
sooner the better, so that we can get the town to write the contract and go to their lawyer, and then we can review it and have our lawyer look at it.
Because we basically came to agreement a year and a half ago, other
Mhm.
than we've had a change in board too, so I don't know.
Right, but a year and a half ago, when we talked about sharing the maintenance, the insurance was not part of that,
Mhm.
so. This is something else that they've brought up.
I don't know how the board feels.
Well, I think, we share pretty much cost of everything else, we should share the cost of insurance,
We should or should not.
should.
If we're going to, we've offered to pay 50% of the maintenance, and I know that insurance is not part of maintenance, but it is part of the cost of the towers. So I'm in favor of sharing 50% of it.
Yeah, O and M is operations and maintenance, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
But this will not be included in the O and M.
So the O and M is basically the water plant, and then these two towers of, because they're located in the town, they were sort of considered the town's responsibility, but really it's all part of our system, so it would be a shared insurance cost.
And I would envision it as, when they get their bills for the insurance, that they would pay it and then they would bill us accordingly for 50% of it, showing us what the total is, excuse me, and then what the village portion would be.
I think it sounds fair
Yeah.
to me.
motion?
Yeah.
Okay, I move that we share the cost of 50% of the insurance on the 2 water towers.
Second.
Okay, any more, any more discussion? I guess my only concern is how we work on the agreement.
Do you want the supervisor to do up the agreement, send it to you for review?
Yeah, and I just don't know if maybe the lawyers are going to have to look at it.
I would think they would, I mean, it sounds like something so very simple, but you never know.
But nothing's ever simple.
No. So what I could do is ask the supervisor to draw up a contract
Mm-hmm.
and send it to you for review. And then I would assume it's going to have to go to their lawyer and our lawyer as well.
Yeah, that's what I would do with that, yeah, okay.
Okay.
So I would just put that in, that it needs to be reviewed by,
Okay.
by the legal experts. Okay, so we have a motion, probably need a roll call. It's money.
Trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Malinsky, trustee Connor,
Aye.
trustee Herzog,
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye. Thanks, Kim.
You're welcome.
Nikki?
Oh my gosh, I was in here last month, so I don't even know.
Oh.
Well, going forward, this Saturday at 3, the Champlain Library, we have an Easter Bunny coming. And in the past, we've just set up some sort of a display where families can come and take pictures with their children and the Easter Bunny. Donations are accepted, but it's mainly free. And we also have a few little, eggs, I believe, filled with candy for the kids, and have a craft kit to send home. So it's something simple and free, and always have a great turnout. Like you said, Arbor Day and Earth Day will celebrate on April 30th. I have seed pots and bird feeders that the kids can create, and we can do that, I don't know, if we do that between the times.
Yeah, maybe, I said the tree planting at 1, so I don't know, noon or 12:30?
Yeah, I would do like 12. Yeah, because it might take a bit for
Yeah.
those newspaper pots to be folded. So we'll set that as 12 on the 30th. At the meeting house, yes. And yes, if anyone is outside walking along the streets, take a trash bag with you and help clean up our village. I know I drove around this weekend and saw quite a bit, and I'm waiting for the next nice day to get out there and also do my part. There is quite a bit of trash around the playground, around the streets and the sidewalks, so all the help we can get is great. And the Champlain Library does have a Women's History Tea coming up. It was postponed from March, and it will be mid-May. We will get that information out as soon as we have a date and time. That's all I have right now.
Great, thanks, Nikki. Chuck?
We had our game day a few weeks ago, and there was, I think, total 8 people there. And we had fun, it was enjoyable. I think that's the last one for the spring, and maybe next fall, early fall, we'll pick up and do it again. Like people to know that the community gardens will be opening sometime, probably May, maybe,
And
Mike?
May.
Probably the end of May.
Probably.
And you need to sign up in the village office for a plot, so we know who's gonna be in there. You just can't go in and just take plots. And, you know, I don't think I have much of anything else right now.
Okay, thank you. Joel?
So we wrapped up the water tour on Friday. So we had a look at the facility, the old water facility and the new water facility. And it's a piece of work. I mean, it's real infrastructure. I mean, it's the real deal. So I think the biggest takeaway is, you know, I think I think I would speak for the whole board in saying that the water issue is the big issue that we're contending with, and that's the one that we aim to fix, so that just kind of refocuses our goal, and that's where we're headed.
Great, thanks. Report from the clerk treasurer?
We had a water and sewer billing. Our water was $58,598. And our sewer was $65,696.52. So our total water revenues, Janet, are down about $12,000. So it's pretty close to
It's
what
pretty
we,
close.
and our sewer is down 3,300.
Oh,
So that's,
yeah, all right,
because I figured about 10,
yep,
so
you're good at that.
be good then. We have a couple of transfers for the warrant. Do we want to do them separate, or
Yeah, probably, I guess. Well,
we can just do
we
them
can
as,
do it, we
yeah.
can do them all.
Okay,
It's just three.
we need to transfer to A 5142.2 snow equipment $500, from A 5142.4 snow contractual $500, to A 5110.4 street maintenance contractual $2,000, from A 5410.4 sidewalks contractual $2,000, to F 8330.4 purification contractual $4,000, from F 8340.2 transmission and distribution equipment $4,000. I did the $4,000 because he ordered his 3-year supply of aquifer, and we have 2 more months of bisulfite and chlorine to purchase.
May I have a motion for those transfers?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Any other questions on that? Roll call?
Oh, those are transfers, we don't have to, when we do our warrant, roll call.
Oh, really? I usually do roll call with
Okay.
anything with money.
Trustee
I-
Trombley,
Aye.
trustee, trustee Malinsky,
Aye.
trustee Connor,
Aye.
trustee Herzog,
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye.
Now we have the warrant with additional invoices. The additional invoices are $8,846.80 for a total warrant of $27,693.95.
So you might need to change that, because Mike said that same.
Yeah, this isn't right, I don't know why you got a bill for that. That was a quote, that's for that sign, and it's a non-diamond, we ordered 2 of the diamond, it should be 2, so it's be like $500. So I don't know where that came from, I didn't get one of those sheets, I just noticed it.
It's mid-safe.
I did.
I would take that 230 off the warrant, and then for next month, we'll put on the right amount.
Oh, on Mid-State?
Yeah,
It's about
that's
in
for
the
that,
middle.
Signs.
Yeah.
I don't know how that got in there, but that was a quote. The second quote they had dropped off for those crossing signs,
Yeah,
and it was supposed to be the diamond grade, which were like 249 a piece, and there's supposed to be 2 of them.
Is that what it is?
So,
yeah, that's right.
I don't know where that came from.
I don't know.
If he sent it by accident, they have an invoice from him, but it's nothing we got. So I might as well take it off, and
Oh,
then
just
next
to
month we
touch
should
it
have
on the whole thing.
2 of them in the diamond grade for the,
But I think we're supposed to approve this so that I can get it to Melina, so we can,
that's not the
before,
right amount.
I know.
I can give you
I
the right
know.
amount where it'll be.
I think
if
we
you
need
want
to
it.
put the right amount
Okay,
in there and
hold on a second.
approve it though,
Okay.
so the county,
So
we have
Is
to
that what that
submit-
is?
we have to submit this
249.66.
before May 1st, I think.
So the amount's gonna be 499.32.
So what was it again?
It was 2 of them at $249.66 a piece, so it's $499.32.
So striking the 230 and then 499.32.
No, we gotta take out the where it says 230.38.
You took out 203.
Okay, so then, yeah, but it's gonna be, you have to add the 203, the 230, 38 again. So take 18, take this rate, 18, 847, 15. And add 230, 38 again.
No, it would be 268.94. If he said it was 499.
Are we taking it off, or are we
You're
doubling?
taking that off,
gotta
and you're
take
adding
that
on
and add
$499, and
27,962.
499. I thought we were just,
We need to remove the 230
Yep.
Yeah.
and add in the 499,
499 what?
32.
32.
So
You get
take
27,962.
89.
You said 27,962.89, yeah. So many people had the calculators out that I'm like, I'll just wait.
Yeah.
27,962.89.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
times 2.
Okay, so the additional invoices
Yeah,
are 9,115.72 for a total warrant of 27,962.89.
okay. Okay, so can I have a motion to pay the warrant with the additional items?
So moved.
Second.
All right, any discussion on any of the expenses?
Just a question, and it's not a large amount. Dig safe, what are we paying for dig safe?
That's tickets for, when you have, anytime somebody does something marked out, there's a fee, I don't know what it is on here, I don't have an invoice for it, but. So anytime there's a mark out, like when we have water breaks, and
Yeah.
you gotta put in a mark out, there's a cost for each one of those tickets they do. So anytime that we have to dig, we have to do a mark out, there's a cost associated with that, and that's what it is. I think, is that monthly? We get a bill monthly from them, or is it quarterly?
Yes, it's
Billed?
monthly.
So the village has to pay for that, but a resident doesn't have to pay anything when they
Correct.
contact dig safe?
Correct, when somebody calls 811 and puts a dig ticket in, there's no cost. But because we're a municipality, we have to go out and mark out.
Yeah, okay,
And sometimes it depends, if we have a ticket and it's late, they charge you like $2. And it all depends, there's a fees associated with that. Used to be everything was faxed, and it was, they changed it all, it's all digital now. But like if they take a call, it costs so much.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of your, I guess you're paying there, but that's what it's for markouts, for emergencies, anytime anybody has to dig.
Any other questions? All right, roll call.
Trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Malinsky,
Aye.
trustee Connor,
aye,
trustee Herzog,
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye.
Should we say that also includes, this warrant also includes our $7,200 payment on the snowplow, that we can get it paid in
Mhm.
5 years instead
Instead of that,
of, or, yeah, 5 years instead of 15 years?
Yeah. All right, on to the superintendent. What you been up to, Mike?
Not too much. We just did a, the Wigan tech was here. Wigan is our filtration system, our nano filtration system at our water plant. The tech came up from Minnesota, I think is where they're out of, but they came up for 3 days. They showed us how to do a CIP, or clean in place. That wasn't shown when the plant was put in. Obviously, it has to go some time. What it does is, over time, the membranes pick up minerals, and they start to blind, which makes a pressure differential. So they came up to show us how to do the cleaning. They do it with a really low, like a 2 pH with an acid. They neutralize, they have to let them flush for so long, and then they do it with a high pH, like around a 12 with a caustic. Let them flush for so long, let them sit overnight and flush it out, and it seemed to work well. We lost about 20 pounds of pressure for in going out and getting going. That means we did a good job cleaning the filters, so we can keep our water on very soft. The way it looks, we shouldn't have to. Those nano membranes to replace them is around $30,000. We should be good we shouldn't even have to do a cleaning for another 3 years on those membranes. Of course, there's dependence upon that, if your wells change, if the green sand changes, but as of now, they still look like, they're not shot or blinded, so it looks like we'll have some more time with our nano membranes, which is good. When they were here, we've got 3 sensors on that system that are starting to drift, that I'm gonna have to order sensors, and I have a sheet here so I got a quote on it, so we can, I'll do that after, so we can get them ordered. The other thing is, the green sand is taking so much of the iron and manganese out. There's a pre-filter, takes 20 cartridges before it goes through our nano. We were running a 5 micron, and they've been so clean that they're having us go to a tighter, to 1 to 3 micron. So it'll capture that much more, and it should actually help the nano go longer, because it's basically like an oil filter in your car. It's straightening everything out. So we're gonna change over to a 3 micron. One thing they did find when we were here, we've been getting quite a few alarms, some are nuisance alarms. We're getting a little bit of fine gravel from our wells that are coming through our system. The pumps are big, you've got 4-inch feed pipe, so it's big stuff. So they're gonna send us a recommendation, we need to put in a strainer or a bag filter to catch any of these stones, so they don't get into our green sand filters. What's happening is some of these fine stones are getting pulled in to our green sand, are getting caught in some of our valves. So when the valve doesn't shut tight, it gives us an alarm and the plant shuts down. So we're constantly going, cycling valves to get that, so the valves will close so we won't get alarms. And going through that green sand on the outlet side, there's a flow restrictor. It's basically a plate that has like 50 holes with these rubber orifices, and that limits the flow like 424 gallons a minute. Can't be too much because it could pull the sand out of the filters, and those stones will get caught in those orifices, and it reduces the flow too much, and then we have to take it apart and clean it. So we're gonna see what they come up with a recommendation, but we're gonna have some major piping to do when we do get the recommendations to get this in, just so the board's aware that, something will be coming, and that should help us a lot. We didn't know this when the plant was built. Obviously, you're starting from something new, so you learn a lot of parameters and stuff too, have to change a little bit over time. Sometimes they're too tight or they're too far apart, so we're going to be keep trending data, sending it to the filter company, and they can log it and then give us recommendations, change this parameter just a little bit, or shorten this, or maybe do a backwash instead of every 7 days, maybe every 5 days. So there'll be a few small changes, but now that we've been running this long, it seems to be going well, because our hardness was starting to creep up a little bit, and this should help us get our hardness back down. On the water side, we had one meter we had to change, it had frozen, split, and 1 PRV that failed this past month. Sewer side, everything right now is flowing downhill. We had one pump that we had to pull and replace at the Main Street lift station. This time of year, when it melts, we get higher flows, so if we have issues, we wanna make sure we can pump. Equipment, we started to get some of our spring equipment ready. Sweeper, we've got our sweeper that's ready to go, so we can start street sweeping. We're just waiting, gonna wait a little longer here, just in case that we do have another shot of bad weather and we have to sand. I hate to sweep and then put sand down again. We have to change a few hoses. The plow truck, the parts that were delivered on the old truck with the wing arm and stuff, I have that all welded up, that's all mounted on. So that's good to go. I know we do have, we're gonna pull the wing and the plow off the old truck. We do have a little bit of work to do, an air dryer. There's a few things that we gotta do, then we can get it inspected. The new truck also has to be sent away. When we bought the truck, we ordered it with 3 cold doors, 3 gate doors in the tailgate. And I don't know what happened, but if our gate got sent somewhere else, but they sent us a gate that had no doors, so we could get the truck. So they had the gate, they did send it. We put it on the truck, it didn't fit. So I had to call the guy and have him bring our gate back. So it was in Barry, Vermont, is where they were taking care of it, where Tenco was. They're no longer there anymore, they're in Lakeville. So I talked to them. We have some grease hoses on that truck that rubbed together and created a hole, so I got a hold of them to find out if they're going to repair it, and they're gonna repair it, they're gonna put a hydraulic style hose. So they're gonna do the gate at the same time. They wanted us to bring it to them, but, when I Googled where they were, I have to leave the truck for a week, and it's like 6 hours away, each way. So we'd be making 2 trips. So I talked to them and, ended up, they're gonna let us bring it to Fifth Wheel Diesel Malone. And Fifth Wheel Diesel Malone is going to do the repairs there, so that saved us probably 25 hours of driving. So that'll be, they're gonna wait, I wanna wait till the snow's over, and then we'll send the truck up, once our other one's ready to go, we'll send it up where we don't need it, and, we'll go from there. Obviously plowing and sanding is slowed down, which doesn't hurt my feelings at all. We have started on some cleanup. There's been a lot of people that's been, raking, and as it's drying, we have been picking some piles up, and we'll continue to do so here as the weather's nice. Maybe another week, we'll probably start on some of our sweeping. We did do some pothole patching. There's still a few that they're gonna have to be probably patched again. It's only temporary. When you get a lot of freeze and thaw, the potholes seem to really show. I know this year our frost heaves were worse than I've seen them in probably 3 years. Some of where there's culverts and stuff, there's the water doesn't stay there, everything else around it raises, so you get those depressions, but most of them seem to have came back so far, luckily, because we had some roads that were in, and it wasn't just here, it was all over, we were in pretty rough shape. The frost this year was probably, I haven't seen it this deep since 3 years, because we did have frozen water lines under the street, which we haven't had in 3 years, so. I still have, we will be doing a brush pickup once it dries up some. I don't know exactly when it's gonna be yet, where we gotta bring the brush. We can't bring it in when it's real wet. I don't really have a place, I don't wanna load it, put it in a place, and then have to reload it. So we're gonna try to hold up for a little while. If you do have brush and you have it out, if it is dry enough, we will pick it up. That way we can, start getting rid of some of it. But we will post a date later of, when our last pickup's gonna be, so that way it makes sure everybody has time to, as it dries up, to get their brush out. And we'll put the statistics on that, how big, how much you're allowed, that kind of thing. We will not be doing any leaf or bag debris pickup, so, don't put that out by the curb. I still have some stuff to be completed. The loader, we had a flat earlier this winter in a loader, we put a tube in it, but told me it's probably not gonna last. I did borrow a tire, and wheel assembly from the town. We pulled the loader tire off, we tried to put it on, and the rim doesn't fit. The holes are too small. So, I did get a hold of them, and it's no good to them either, so I just ordered a drill bit. We're gonna drill them out, so that way we can have it for spare, and then after we can give it back to them, and they'll be able to use it for spare too. So, once I can get that done, we're gonna send the tire away, get it vulcanized. They remelt the rubber, and we should be all set with that. I still haven't done anything with the 1 ton. I've gotta get the box relined, there's holes rotted right through the bed of the 1 ton. It's getting, getting in pretty bad shape, but at some point, we're gonna have to do something with that,
What's OOS?
out of service.
Oh, okay.
And the backhoe still has, 2 hydraulic lines that are one on each side that's leaking, and I did get a quote for the fittings for that too. They've changed them, they're a 2-piece line now, and I think they probably had problems before. That's all I have for report. I do have a bunch of, purchase requests, which I copied everybody with them. First one is sensors for our water plant. I got a quote, to replace the sensors that were bad, that, when the Wigan Tech came, that need to be replaced. I did get a quote from one place. Wigan is we're supposed to have me a quote for today. They were gonna send me a quote as well. I don't have that yet, but I did get a quote, so whatever one is less expensive, that's who we'll get them through. But the first quote you can see is, about $2,500. And the way shipping goes, sometimes daily that changes. So I'm gonna see if the board, maybe like up to $2,550 if they can approve up to, just so we're not a couple dollars short and then
Yeah.
can't.
Right.
Because the shipping rates right now with the fuel, it changes so much. I don't anticipate it to be any more than actually $24.99, but if something does happen, at least we're covered. So I'm asking the board if they could approve up to, say, up to $2,550 for, ordering the sensors for our, water filtration plant.
You have a motion for that?
Oh,
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, any questions about that?
And if, like I say, if the other quote was less, then we'll get them from them. It'll be the same sensors.
No discussion? It can just be a regular vote, right? Or should I have a roll call for all of these?
we're spending money, so.
Yeah,
For your call.
let's do a roll call.
Trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Malinsky, trustee Connor,
Aye.
trustee Herzog,
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye. What's next, Mike?
The second one is our pre-filters for the nanofiltration system that we're going to a 3 micron. Usually when we order filters, we order a skid because it's the least, it's the most cost-effective way to get a whole skid shipped. We have one change left, which we're gonna be changing shortly, then we're out of filters. The last time I ordered these was like late 2017, so they last for quite some time. The cheapest quote that I have for the same filter is $2,160.95. I got one quote for $22.40 and one for $25.43. And a lot of that depends on, they're all the same filters, but where they're getting shipped from is what it comes down to. So I'm gonna ask the board if they, and this is for 240 filters. There's a 3 to 4 week lead time. Like I say, but we do have one more set. Usually we can go typically 3 months before we have to change them.
Okay,
And how many we use at one time?
20 at a time. 20,
20?
yeah, so. So I'm asking the board if they could approve up to $2,300 for,
240,
yep, 3 micron filters for the nanofiltration system.
we have a motion,
So moved.
and a second,
Second.
all right, discussion? Roll call?
trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Malinsky, trustee Connor,
Aye.
trustee Herzog,
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye.
The next one is chemicals, reagents, it's all, I think all of it, but one here is for the water plant, it's for testing, it's for, there's some sample cells we test into, chlorine rebuild kit, that's usually done every 6 months, got 2 of them on here, so that would give us a year's worth. And it has to come, it's from Hot Chemical, and that's what the machines are, so it's, like brand specific, you can't get it somewhere else. I did get a quote, it's, $1,298.14. The same with that, I was figuring if we could approve up to $1,350. It should be very close to the $1,298.14, but just in case. And that's for, there's only one thing on here, one set of buffer solution for $39, it's for the sewer plant, for the pH meter, but everything else here is for the water plant, for our daily testing.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Which one's the, I'm sorry, Mike, which one was the water?
The number-
The wastewater?
Number 6, the buffer solution,
Okay.
that's a 4710 colored buffer solution to do the meter, pH meter.
Okay.
So one of those two, the 3964 would be going to the sewer plant. And then if, I don't know, if you wanna divide the freight dollar wise and put that percentage in or whatever we can.
No, that's
but-
all right, I would just wanna make a note on it. Any questions? Roll call?
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Malinsky.
Aye.
Trustee Connor.
Aye.
Trustee Herzog.
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye.
Next one, number 4, that's for, air filters for our blowers at the sewer plant. And it's actually the same price we paid last year when we bought them, they haven't, I was surprised, but the
Well, that's
cost didn't
surprising.
go up or the freight didn't go up.
Wow.
So, that's, I put on there up to $425, but the cost, they just quoted me was $389. And that's for, it's for the breather filter elements for our blowers for the intake air, that's what that one is for.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Malinsky.
Aye.
Trustee Connor.
Aye.
Trustee Herzog.
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
It's 3 years though.
If I flip out Janet, sometimes Martin, so, you know.
What's next, Mike?
The next one, number 5, that is a capper snapper. So what that is basically a slide hammer. All of our valves that are in the road are main valves for our water lines. Sometimes they get tarred in. We have issues, they get frozen, they get full of water to the top, and we have issues getting the covers off. And what this is, Morris from Rural Water had one, and I know Ross's Point had one. There's only one company that makes it. He gave me who to get a hold of, and I did get a hold of the guy. But this is a slide hammer to remove our valve box covers to make it way more user-friendly. Instead of being on the ground on your hands and knees with a torch or screwdrivers, you can do it standing up. This is, I got a quote of $357, and the same with that, I was like, I think improve up to $375.
This is for water too.
That's for water, yeah.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
And a second?
Second.
Discussion? I like the little visuals here.
Yeah.
Well, that's, he sent me that.
No, it's handy, because capper snappers sort of like, you're not really sure.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what it was called originally.
That includes,
That includes freight,
okay.
yeah, but just in case it changes,
Yeah.
that's
Right,
the only
right.
reason why I only use that too.
All right, roll call?
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Malinsky.
Aye.
Trustee Connor.
Aye.
Trustee Herzog.
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye.
Next one is, pipe descaler, that's what we use, it's a chain cleaner, that's what we use, when we're in the hole for water break. We have one,
Oh, that thing that you go like this and
yeah,
then
it takes the
pipe.
scale off the pipe, we have one, it's kinda short, when you're down in the hole, you struggle with it, you can't stand up, you gotta kinda lean over. This is the same thing, but it's longer, so you can stand up to clean the pipe. This is, I got, one quote was $282, one was $247.37. I'm looking to see if they could approve it up to $250. I wanna wait before I order this, I mean, I don't wanna wait another month, but I wanna talk to Jimmy, cause they make a new style with a rubber belt, and it's half the weight, cause this weighs 8.2 pounds, it's heavy. So if he would be willing to try the other style, they are less money. I just don't know, they hold up. I think Prescott sells them, I'd like him to bring one so we can actually see it. But if not, these are the style we've been using, so, if he says, no, we gotta have the other style, at least we can get the same thing we have but longer. So I'm looking to see if the board will approve up to $250 for a new pipe chain descaler.
Is there a
And that would
motion?
be underwater also.
Motion?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Malinsky.
Aye.
Trustee Connor.
Aye.
Trustee Herzog.
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye.
So the next one, number 7, that's an expensive one. This is a leak detector. What it is, when you have a water leak and you've tried multiple things, you go out hydrant to hydrant or valve to valve. This is a listening device. So you put it against the hydrant or the valve wrench. You've got earphones. You push your button and you can actually hear if there's a leak. You can hear noise in the pipe. It's on a scale. We have one that I don't know when it was purchased, but
1940.
it's in a wooden box and it's basically 2 brown like brass pads with a stethoscope.
Oh gosh.
So there's a lot of
I
people.
saw it.
There's a lot of people that lost their hearing because if you bump them or drop them, it can blow your eardrums out.
Oh.
So they say don't use them because somebody's gonna lose their hearing. The new style,
Yes.
over a certain decibel, they're noise canceling, so you don't have to worry about somebody losing hearing. This is the same one that Rural Water has, that he would come up with this. We drive hydrant to hydrant, drop, go out, stick the magnet in the hydrant, push the button, he can get a reading, drive to the next hydrant. He does do this for us, but I can't always get him, cause he could be in Syracuse or somewhere else. He did come up and worked a bunch of hydrants for me when we looked for this last break. We had picked up noise not too far. There's 3 places we picked up noise, but the pumps were running at the time. So we thought it was the pumps, and I think we could actually hear the brake and didn't realize it, because he did pick up. So, I'm looking to see if the board would, entertain us buying a leak detector, LD12 leak detector. The cost is $3,742, for that detector. Freight shouldn't really change, but I had put in maybe up to $3,800.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
And a second?
Second.
How about discussion? So I can say that I saw the one that we have.
I should have brought it, I can bring it in after.
Seriously, it looks like an antique, it reminded me of the little portable, like, record players, kind of. Seriously, it does look like that, it looks like 50 or 60 years old.
I've got one more than I'll bring it in after.
And, yeah, Mike had me listen, and yeah, it's pretty loud.
You gotta be super careful, because if anybody bumps or you drop one, you could lose your hearing.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's expensive, but I think it's really
The
important.
thing is, if somebody loses their hearing, it's gonna be way more expensive,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it's
Yeah.
affected them forever.
Yeah.
I do have one more.
Wait,
It's-
we got-
Oh, wait,
Oh.
I got,
Yeah.
Trustee
Don't worry.
Trombley,
Jump into.
Aye.
Trustee Malinsky,
Aye.
Trustee Connor,
Aye.
Trustee Herzog,
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Hi, okay,
Okay,
So I
What's
do
your
have one
last
more, number 8,
Yeah.
that is, I got a quote for, I got 2 lines leaking in the backhoe, one on both sides for the front loader. I did get a price I'm waiting for a price, I got one more price coming. This is from Dragoons, I've got one coming from Beauregard, Vermont. It's not something they stock because construction side is different than agricultural side. But I did get a quote from them, so it will be no more than, it should be no more than $511.12 to change both sides. I'm thinking approve up to $550 because, like I say, the way freight changes. If they are cheaper from Beauregard in Vermont, Colchester, then we will get them from them. I'd like to get them. There is a split fitting in between, and I don't know if it's rebuildable, if I can put an O-ring. But if we get them and I can rebuild them, then I can always return them. But I'd like to have them here because once we take it apart, if we can't use our backhoe, we're in bad shape.
Yeah,
So it gets used often.
yeah,
So
too often.
I'd like to get them here, and like I say, if we don't have to have them, I can always get credited back and get them back.
I'll make a motion.
In a second,
Second.
any discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Champlain,
Aye.
trustee Malinsky,
Aye.
trustee Connor.
He
He said aye.
Oh, I didn't hear him, sorry, my hearing is speaking on. Trustee Herzog.
Aye.
Aye.
And that's all I'm gonna spend tonight.
That's enough.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Anything else, Mike?
No, unless anybody's got any questions.
So I'm just gonna throw in a huge thank you to you and your crew, which is very small and comes and goes. Just express our gratitude to all of them, including you, for how hard they work. Okay, correspondence.
Correspondence from Codes Officer to Ballin at 63 Lawrence Paquette Drive regarding inspection. Correspondence from Attorney Murnane to Daniel Labarge regarding 11191 Route 9 property. Correspondence from Mayor McFetrich to Sheriff Favreau regarding Elm Street truck traffic. Correspondence from American Legion Auxiliary 912 to distribution of poppies in the village.
Okay, so under new business, the town of Champlain is working with engineers exploring putting in a sewer line going down the Route 11 corridor, which would be, would attract more businesses for sure, and it's, you know, it's really important. But one of the questions from them, of course, is the cost of sewer. So this line, which would basically, you know, follow the water line, there are a couple of options for them, and they don't know what they're going to do yet, of course, because they're just starting to explore this. But the sewage at the top of the hill by the school turnoff could come, at that point, could come back to the village of Champlain, and the rest could go to Rouse's Point, or all of it could go to Rouse's Point, or all of it could come to the village of Champlain. But they're going to have to look at costs, of course. So I mainly wanna use this for information right now. I don't think we can come up with any decision, but the cost of sewer right now, I think is, I don't know if I wrote that down, 13 for the town, 1328, am I remembering that right?
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, 1328. And that's considered high. No, I will say that's considered high. So our question is to decide if we could lower that. We would have increased customers, which would offset lowering it somewhat and still probably keep us financially sound. I'm not making any recommendations, I'm just saying it's something that I think we could consider, for sure.
No, if this is done, like the water, the people along that corridor would have to actually use the sewer.
Yes, by law, if sewer goes by, you must hook up. Water, you have an option, sewer, you're required.
Water is an option.
Yeah,
Mhm,
I didn't know.
you still have to pay for it going by, but you don't have to take it.
Oh, okay.
mhm. Sewer you have to take. So I don't know if you wanna toss out any questions or thoughts, or? It would mean, you know, we have another agreement, work out all the details. I did talk to our engineer, I talked to Matt Cooper, he said, that our facility, our wastewater treatment plant is built to handle much more than we currently handle. So that part would not be a problem, and then I said, how about the upgrades, would that affect the upgrades or the disinfection new system, and he said, no, it would be able to handle it fine,
You'll be able to handle the whole thing?
yeah. Mhm. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe, are you thinking maybe we just don't even wanna get involved in another project?
Well, it's not a bad idea, I mean, for future.
Where again is it happening? You said
So Route 11,
Okay.
all the way from basically Route 11, from the intersection all the way to, I guess it would be about the underpass, is that right?
Yeah.
So right now the sewer goes from Route 9 on Route 11 to west to,
We don't have any on Route 9. Well,
well, I mean Route 9 the intersection, I mean, there is some on Route 11, correct?
No.
the only ones that have it on Route 11 is Hudson Headwaters, and they're piped across the field. They
Okay,
went,
so-
they went across, they come to South
So
Street.
like McDonald's and them don't have
Yes,
it?
they do, because it comes up Miramar.
Oh, okay,
So McDonald's, DOT, the mobile station where Burger King used to be, and it used to be 1187, we're on that Miramar line that goes across over to Web Du Bois, and
okay.
then
That's
to the
what it
town
comes-
left
alright.
station, then it gets pumped across the bridge to quite
So
another
you wouldn't
plant.
have to go across where the roundabouts are?
No, it
No,
would
they
start
go
on,
towards
It
Rochester.
starts here.
It would start
at this
here.
intersection,
Oh, okay.
by the
So you-
plaza.
yeah, I don't know how far up they would start, they would probably start where they could pick up Rite Aid, I mean, they're there.
Yeah.
Eden Lane, I mean, there was wells were contaminated before a lot of times from,
Yeah.
so I mean, that
Mhm.
section, South Street is bad, there's a lot of sewage leaching into the ditches there.
Mhm,
And then Route 11,
mhm.
you only have so many houses on Route 11, but
I'm really I'm very supportive of the project
Right,
in terms
But
of,
it
I
would
think it's
be-
important.
it wouldn't be any cost to us because it's a town project. It'd probably be more
Correct.
O and M,
Yeah, there'll be
On
O
the
and
plan.
M, yeah, there'll be an
but that
O,
would be
right,
shared by the town.
yeah, mhm,
we don't take care of the town sewer. That's all, the town takes care of their own sewer.
Oh, they do? But it still goes to our plant,
Correct, we process it,
right,
we charge them for what, but as far as the O and M and all theirs, we don't do anything with the town sewer, they do
Okay.
their own.
The last agreement I can find between the town and the village regarding sewer was 2004. I did find that agreement. But since then, there's been nothing, and that one's not even in effect anymore.
Yeah, they take care of their own pocket lift station, they take care of, the new line on the West Service Road, that gets pumped to us, but that's all the town takes care of that, we don't do anything with the town sewer, cause I know you went up there when we were doing the upgrades, we wanted pumps the same as we had, and, it didn't work that way, and that's fine, if you guys wanna take care of it, but we don't do anything with the town sewer, other than we take it, when they pump it to
Right.
us and it's gravity fed in, we take it from our point, you know, and feed it to our plant, but as far as their lines and we don't do anything on the town sewer.
So what do you think in terms of the cost? Don't throw out an exact number. Do you think we could consider reducing it and offering some kind of
as long as we
proposal?
don't lose money, you know, I mean, if we get a higher quantity of businesses, residents coming into the system, we probably lower it, but I mean, we don't wanna have to end up losing money on it.
And I think originally when it was structured, it was all commercial, I
Mhm.
mean, they didn't have any
Right,
residential in the town, and then there's a few that did hook
so
on.
you'd
Right
have
now they have a
residential
couple.
and a commercial probably rates.
Yeah, right now we only have one rate,
Right,
it's the
yeah.
same, we only have a couple of residential and the commercial, and they pay the same. But I think you would have a difference. Yeah,
I'm one of those.
she's one of
One of
those.
those two.
I wasn't gonna point that out.
I think it's a good idea, it's just going to help build up the infrastructure around here.
Yeah,
I mean, I assume if they're doing the Route 11 corridor, I would assume they're gonna do South Street. Because there's so many houses and it's in such bad shape, I would assume they're gonna gravity feed that
just for
down.
environmental reasons, they should
Yeah.
be doing that.
Cause they're gonna have to have a pump station, you gotta get across the bridge.
Yeah,
There's no way
yeah,
to get it across that bridge. So this side up to the bridge may have to come to us no matter what. It may have to get gravity fed to south, the end by the south of this side of the bridge, it may have to get pumped to ash line this way.
mhm,
And then the other side would be whatever they wanna do, because it's difficult to put it across the bridge.
yeah,
You need heat tapes, pipes hanging on the bridge, and that's with a state road, that may not even be an option. It's not like, a bridge in the village,
mhm,
being a federal bridge to move troops, and falls under a whole different. So we'll have to look
Yeah,
at
okay.
it, but from this side of the river, may have to come to us no matter what,
mhm,
just a thought.
So it go through, up south,
Yeah,
across,
it would probably get gravity fed, have to put a pump station somewhere in the low, it's gonna be in the low area, and then pump it back up south. Probably have to gravity feed both of them down, and then they would have to pump it back up probably to somewhere by South or Ash Line to get it to us here.
mhm,
You know, gravity feed them both, just like they did in the West Service Road. So from the other end can flow, and everything from this end flows, and they got a lift station, and they pump it back all the way to Locust Street, or to the high side, and then it gravity feeds down, because it's in a hole, so they have to put the lift station on the lowest point, gravity feed everything to that, and then they pump it to the high point, and then level it gravity again.
yeah.
But I
alright.
know there'll be an issue with the bridge.
Yeah,
I mean, they did it on Paquette Bridge, but that's not a main bridge,
mhm,
so,
yeah, well,
but they'll figure that out. But I'm pretty sure anything on this side would have to come this way,
yeah,
unless they don't plan on putting anything on this end. But they would lose all South Street and all Eden Lane.
yeah, well, maybe
I guess
really
they're in
need
the
it.
planning, they're in the planning
They're in
part
the
now,
planning
so.
stage right now, yeah. Am I reading the board right that you are in support of this?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe Juanita and I can sit down and do some number work and figure out
The cost.
the cost, yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll share that with the town. Okay, thank you. Permission from the American Legion Auxiliary 912 to distribute poppies. We got the letter.
do we have a date on them?
Let's see
Various
here.
times and locations,
Yeah, during the period of
May
May
through November.
through November.
Wow,
Well, it's around the patriotic days, you know, Memorial Day, Flag
For
Day,
the holiday.
those
so it's
days.
just not one date, there's
No, it's
different.
just in general.
Okay.
You have a motion
So moved.
and a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries, thank you. We also have where did I put that? We've got, the vacation hours remaining. The employees below are requesting that any of their remaining 2021-2022 vacation time that cannot be used by May 31st be carried over into the 2022-2023 year. As previously requested by the board, these hours must be used by December 31st, 2022.
I think, the way things are right now with shortage of staff and, the need for people working, I mean, I don't have a problem with extending the, period that, the employees can use here.
I'm gonna give them what they can, but some of these are scheduled, but I can't give them,
Right.
we got a month and a half, or
Right.
somebody wants a month and a half off.
I
I don't know,
understand.
I don't know how I'm gonna get the streets
Right.
swept. I mean, I'll give them what they have to have, or what, you know what I mean, I'm not gonna take everything away, but
Yeah.
I don't wanna tell them they can't take it, and then it comes to the end and they lose it. That
Oh,
would-
yeah,
that would be
that's-
fair
I don't wanna
Yeah.
lose.
No, I don't want them to lose it either, and it's just been rough. It's, we're short-staffed all the time,
Yeah.
and then,
Total number.
Yeah. We're gonna be in this rut for a little while, I think, too.
Yep.
Just getting, once we get somebody else up and on board.
mhm, mhm. May I have a motion on this, please,
So moved.
in a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? Does everyone feel fine with using the hours by December 31st?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. Sale of property at Perry Mills Road, I think Kim has a little information.
Yes, so I reached out to one of the interested parties. I spoke with the gentleman's wife, and told them that the assessed value was 38,000, and, that's what we would like, but that we were also willing to negotiate, and, please, if you're interested, please give us an offer, and, just call me back, or if you have more questions, call the village office. I did try messaging the other person, they're looking to purchase the property together. I have not heard back from either one of the interested parties, and
Okay.
that was like a week ago. So I don't know if they're having, I know one gentleman works nights, so I don't know if they're having trouble connecting, but I have not heard anything back yet.
Okay,
So
all right.
when I hear something else back, I did tell them what we spoke about, that the village would take no liability for the property, it would be sold as is. Did tell them about your conversation with DEC, that DEC did not wanna come look at it, investigate it, anything, so,
Okay,
as is.
all right, great, thanks
That's
Kim.
it.
So we'll just wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone have anything else? How about a motion to adjourn
So moved.
in a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you, everyone.